Hello, and welcome to Blackness and Dragons. This is the first time I've done the intro without laughing, and it's only because I took a deep breath first. I'm Jordan Lambert. My pronouns are she, her. I am the game master here. If you've never been with us before, we are a 5e real play stream. Rules light, because when we first started doing this, I did not know how to play this game. I've learned and grown in our 5 seasons together. You know who else has learned and grown in our 5 seasons together? Jeff.
I used to be a very rule-centric guy, and I was a bit of a jerk about it. Blue Lives Matter. Just kidding. I'm not Ye West. I'm just Jeffrey Thompson. And I think that, rules are great, but the most important thing is the memories that you make. I'm making eye contact with each and every one of you, with your friends. Who is a friend? And thank you for being one? Kiki.
That last comment really just tested my thought on that, but I'll give it to you. I'm Kiki. I play Beulah, and you know who doesn't play Beulah? My friend Moses.
Hey, my name is Moses. In the streets, they call me Beulah. But really, really, I'm a baddie. Yeah, my pronouns are he, him, and I'm here to have some fun.
I would say something about doing a body swap episode, but we did that 2 seasons ago, didn't we? Where y'all had to play each other's characters. Yeah. I'm running out of ideas, guys. This is getting harder and harder every season.
What if we did a season where throughout the season, Black cultural things were woven in, and it was just kind of like the Black version of fantasy stuff?
Ingenious.
I mean, okay.
Could be fun.
You had me at Black.
When I was driving home today, I was thinking about, at some point, and not anytime soon, but at some point, this will end, right? And I was like, how could I convince them to play every character they've played in one session? Right? Set us off in a big way and just combine all the stories into one big story. I'm still ruminating on it. We have time. It's not over yet.
I feel like all my characters are basically still my character, so it won't be hard.
I don't think my characters would get along with each other, but we'll see.
Well, yeah. Hey, we'll see what happens. Today's Black History quote comes from one of my favorite pillars of Black history. His name is Mr. T, and he says, "I pity the fool."
Good job.
Thank you. Does anybody want to try and recap session 1 last week for an inspiration? Oh, by the way, we are missing our good friend DK, and we do want to pour one out for the homie. They're not feeling well this evening. We send them all the love, blessings, and peace, and healing energy. I'm not actually going to pour this drink out.
And sparkling water.
Yeah. And my keyboard is on the desk. It'd be bad. Does anybody want to try and recap for an inspiration? Go ahead, Beulah.
So last week, we were hanging out in the House of Darkness with all the darknesses. And then some lady showed up and she was like, hey, my vegetables have alive themselves. They've gone straight sentient, like Post Malone, the school desk, and I need help. But I have no money. And that was an issue. That was a really big issue, but we're going to leave that alone. We asked her for her firstborn, but she wasn't trying to pay up. So, we went and checked it out anyway. And we ended up having to fight veggie monsters. And it was kind of stinky, but, we fed some animals along the way. And we collected a couple random turnips and some random bones and stuff. And, we went home because that's what you do when you're a vampire.
Yeah, that works. Take that inspiration. So it is again another evening in Demetra Scrub Manor. It's always evening at Demetra Scrub Manor because y'all are vampires. You're not awake during the day. And Igor is busy cleaning the manor. when there is again a knock on the door. And Igor opens it, and there is a raven outside with a letter. Igor takes the letter, and first he goes to Perdition's room and realizes that Perdition is out sourcing more materials for more new potions and tools that they may create. And so Igor then stands there holding the letter that the raven brought and says, Dish is gone. Igor take letter to Beulah. Beulah read letter. Doctor and Bat not take letter seriously. And Igor goes to Beulah's room and knocks on the door. My lady, Miss Beulah.
Yes, Igor.
Someone brought letter. Raven brought letter from someone.
Can you read it? Because I'm kind of busy here. Also, watch your feet.
If Igor make mess, Igor clean mess. We all know Igor do cleaning.
I'm continue.
He unrolls the scroll that the raven brought, and it says, Dearest compatriots and residents of Matricon, your king is so grateful to you for vanquishing the Shambling Mound. Shambling Mounds? I was told that there was one, but other reports say you fought two. I don't know. In any case, I appreciate you doing this for the village that you live in, as we cannot afford to have any crops go missing. There are already several hungry villagers. I will not take care of them as I am busy eating cake. They too should eat cake. If you should find another shambling mound, please bring to the castle, as I would like to add to my monster menagerie. We must continue to do best for the kingdom of Matricon, and I appreciate that. If you need a firstborn, you can't have mine because he's going to be king next, but I can do something about that. XOXO, the king.
Wow, he wowing. Thanks, Igor. I'm gonna go talk to my homies.
Igor put letter on refrigerator.
Thank you, Igor. Betty. Yo, Doc, we got something to talk about. Get over here, y'all. Are you listening?
Are you talking to us?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready and excited.
I'm gonna fly and I'm gonna try to land on your shoulders.
Oh. Dude.
What is it?
Well, apparently we got some mail, and it's from the king, and he's trying to get us to go find a shambling mound again because he wants it, but he's not really offering any money.
Is that for the firstborn?
Us. No, and not even a firstborn. Like, isn't that a joke? But I think it's important for everyone to know that we're on his radar.
I mean, as soon as we start giving people leeway on our payment system, is when we become less of the humans that we wanted to be before we came into this.
Exactly. Doctor.
So again, I am new to this, so maybe some of the history of this is unclear to me. Can you remind me, if you have the time, why we asked for firstborns?
I mean, the long story short, everybody's got firstborn. Not everybody got money. Not everybody got collateral. But most people got a child. And if you got a child, you got a firstborn. And
also, may I say, I think we've kind of learned that legacy means something, being alive for all these years. And if we can unalive legacies for people, it just builds a better world for us. And I think that's what's important.
Totally starting to understand a little bit more. It just a bit unclear to me. And again, I'm new at this. So, I'm going to make mistakes.
Look, my guy, you don't understand the power firstborn blood holds, okay? So don't Don't get
What was
involved.
that about? What was that about? Blood? Why do we
Don't worry.
need?
We're not going to mention that again for you. Don't worry. We got you. We got you,
No,
buddy.
no. So we like, are we killing people? Because I would prefer.
We got you.
Oh.
You okay there, Doc?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Let's help the king. But if we don't have to take the firstborn, maybe we just find
Well,
installment plans are a thing. Okay.
I know Travis personally, so if anything, we know where he's at. We can just go collect him later.
Look, if we come across a shambling mound, we could go looking for one. I don't mind. The nights are kind of long, but I do mind not getting paid for it. So, how are you guys on? I know. We've said like we need to stop stealing. Stealing's not right. But pay what you owe means something. We can't just keep doing this stuff for free.
Yeah. Facts. Truth. Are we going to steal his money, or are we going to go steal Travis?
No. But what if he has some monsters in the menagerie for us to steal? That's what I'm talking
about. All right. Okay, getting a little off track. Maybe instead of stealing, because two wrongs does not make a right, but two lefts do, we just find another shambling mound, because it seems like they are plentiful, and go from there. Am I on the wrong side of history? I feel like I'm on the right side. The two lefts make a right side.
Bro, we've lived through a good chunk of history. Like,
okay,
we kind of know that even if you think you're on the right side, you're usually on the wrong. So do what you want, live free. Let's go find a shambling mound.
Okay.
I'm going to fly out the window to immediately start. Wait, is it nighttime?
It's always nighttime. Why would we be awake in the day?
I just had to double check. I honestly didn't even look outside. So if it wasn't, that's on me. I'm gonna fly out to immediately get up in the sky and start looking for another shambling mound.
And as Batty Coda goes off to another shambling mound, Igor runs back into the room, out of breath. Doctor Lady Beulah, we have issue.
Oh, issue with what?
Igor was cleaning basement. And a big spider. And Igor went to go get cobweb, and spider disappeared. Then it came back. Then it disappeared. Then another one. And then it disappeared. And then you hunt the monsters. Please. Can you help Igor?
See, I don't really mess with spiders. They kind of they live like us, in the darkness and the hidingness. Like, why is it a problem? If you want me to find it, we might as well just burn the whole house down.
Yes, while burning the house would solve some problems, it would also create some other ones, because then we wouldn't have a place to live. But I do love that we have information flowing and we're talking about things. How about this? Igor, about how many spiders do we have?
Yes.
About how many do we have?
Well, they kept showing up and then disappearing, coming and going. I think 5.
Okay. And how big are they? Are they like this, or like this, or like this?
So, fun metagame fact. I was looking this up in 5e, and where I'm looking at doesn't seem to say what size they are.
Oh. Dealer's choice.
Yeah.
Can we just make them really tiny?
Just little guys.
Just little guys.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
They're little guys.
I'm making my way in
Little
your
guys.
house.
Little guy.
They're little
It's
guys.
like teeny weeny little guy.
So if it's okay, before we burn the house down, which again, not saying it's a bad idea, it's one of many possible ideas. Would it be okay if I tried something?
I mean, go for it. Because
Great.
animals and spiders aren't the same, and I can't speak to these little nasty creatures, so I leave them alone.
Yeah. So I go towards a hole in a wall, and I start persisting into the wall. I'm casting Children of the Night, and I summon 1d4 rats, so that's 3 rats that all come out. And I like do like a dad squat. I'm like, guys, so there are some spiders in the basement, and our job today is to get rid of those spiders. So you go down there, and everybody who gets a spider gets 1 piece of cheese. Don't fight, okay? I know it's a contest, but we're still a family. All right, who's ready to go? Like you barely hear like a and then the rats scamper off down to the basement.
Well, that seems to be.
The rats scamper off down into the basement. The rats scamper off down into the basement, and you hear a lot of noise. Like a lot of noise. Like an absurd amount. Like dishes clanking, like pianos falling, stuff banging into the walls, like an absurd amount of noise. And then maybe like 5 to 10 minutes later, the rats come back upstairs.
Do they have any spider bits in their mouth?
Yeah, you can see like 1 leg hanging out the mouth of each rat.
Okay. I go to the kitchen and I grab some cheese and I tear off a little piece. I'm like, those are my boys. I give them a little pat on the head. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so very proud of you. And you know what? Here's a little bonus cheese. I give them like a slightly
in the corner of the room. You're doing that in the corner of the room. You hear Igor say, "Those are your boys, but that was Igor's cheese."
You're just like, well, Igor, you had to pay the price, you know? At least I didn't ask for your firstborn, which is apparently a thing we do around here.
Can I cast Speak with Animals just to confirm with these little mices that the deed is done? It was kind of noisy down there.
I'll give you that one for free.
Great. Well, actually, I don't have to roll for this. I can just do it. So, mices. Hi, guys. Do you like that cheese?
Yes. Hi. It's
So how did
delicious. I think this is a corn Gouda.
I used to love Gouda. Anyway, so about the spider situation, can we call it handled? Did you guys handle that scandal?
I mean, it was really hard because they kept going to the astral plane and coming back, but we did it.
The astral plane.
Yes.
Okay. So are there no more spiders?
Not in the house.
And did you guys happen to see an entrance to the astral plane in the basement?
No,
But they went to the astral plane.
for sure.
And how do we know this, Mises?
Because we're smart mice.
All right. I'm going to throw a little string cheese at him. and be like, that's what I got.
Oh, nice.
So notice that you're talking to my boys. Having a fun little chat over there.
Look, man, it's just nice animal friendship communication. No harm, no foul. You can't just use them as your masters.
Oh no, I feel like I'm more like a cool dad. Okay.
I think just making sure the playing field is leveled and getting down on their level and seeing how they're doing.
I did check to see how they were doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably the first thing I did. Roll back the tape. Okay.
I'm just saying that, when you speak the same language as people, you learn a little bit more. There's some things that get kind of lost in nuance between communication.
Yeah. I will hear that feedback, not as a criticism, but just as feedback. And I'm hearing it and I'm listening to it, and we're all growing, aren't we? We're all growing. The important thing is the house is not burned down. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. I mean, if you want, I can teach you some like AAME, and then like we can like go back and forth and see like what's the proper way for you to actually communicate with them, or like get a deeper level,
I know how to, but yeah, that'd be great. That'd be real good to Igor, we did the thing, so
we should go find Batty, right?
Yeah.
You did, or the mice did?
Well, okay. All right. Everybody just get off my back.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear thunder clap and you see lightning strike across the sky, and it does begin to rain. And Igor, he just shuffles away and he's muttering to himself, Igor, finish cleaning. And then Igor make a different dinner since grilled cheese is off the table.
Oh, dang.
And Igor walks away.
Can I fly back in?
Mm-hmm. So really quick metagaming moment. Don, you were correct. They are phase spiders, and they are I wasn't sure what size they are because it doesn't really say in 5e. I assumed they were supposed to be large. However, this was before I knew that Moses has to think about spiders. Did not know that until we were in the green room of the game when we were talking about Skyrim, and Moses was like, oh yeah, I hate spiders, so I modded Skyrim so all the spiders were bears. And I was like, I have to change this session right now.
No, I would have gladly fought fake spiders because in my mind, I would have installed the same mod and they would have been bears.
I attacked the bear spider.
The biters.
Spiders.
The bear has 8 legs. Tell me what happens when you fly back in, Batty.
It's raining, thunderstorm. So you hear my wings just kind of like flapping in like the wet wind. And then as I land, and I just kick open a door like Cusco from the Emperor's New Grove. And I spit out a mound that I went to go find for the group, hoping that they were going to join me. What the hell you guys been?
There was a spider incident. And it got handled.
I'm sorry, you said what?
We don't have to talk about it. I know how you feel, buddy, but
are they still there?
Apparently they might be in like a space plane. I'm not sure, but I mean, the mice told me that it was handled.
What mice?
So, our doctor friend, he summoned some mice, and he sent them off on a little mission to kind of help clean things up because I don't touch things with like
Sorry.
more than 2 sets of legs. And he like turned the mice into slaves and then made them go murder spiders, and then told me I shouldn't talk to them because they belong to him, as if like creatures can belong to another person, like they're living, breathing animals. But yeah, they did a thing for us, and that's it. We're good, buddy.
Doc, why are you holding your hand up?
Okay, so just a few responses if we have the time for this. Why do we have to? So adjectives, really need to like add. That's where the adjective comes from. The jittive, I don't understand what that part is, but they really should add. So when you say they did a little thing, I feel like it was a big thing. Sometimes little things have big consequences. So when you say little thing, it just kind of makes my mice, which are not my slaves, I asked them. It was a transaction. I paid them cheese and I gave them a bonus. So if anything, they're employees. Well paid.
It was Igor's cheese, so technically, isn't that just
stealing
taking from another smaller man? And
well, it was in the pantry. Which, look,
I mean, I don't think anybody was gonna call you out for being slave owner, but yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of privilege in this conversation, and what we really need to get back to is that our mice friend helped us, and that is what is important. And what happened. And yes, happened is the active verb I'm using right now to describe what's happening.
Clarification really quickly. I really like this dialogue that we're having, but as a DM, I need a point of clarification. Did you I can't think of the right word. Did you confine the mound in any way? Like, is it handcuffed or like tied to anything or?
No, it's not.
Okay. So as you guys are having this conversation, this stinky plant child, how large of a, did you get like an adult shambling mound or like a medium-sized shambling mound, like a teenage mound? That didn't sound good.
I am a
I took that sentence back.
I'm a 3 foot tall bat. Bats can hold. Do I have the strength of my
You have the strength of your human body. Yeah. Or your vampire body.
Yeah, it's adult. It's a full grown, big ass adult that's
so
super wet.
Full ass, stinking ass, shambling mound in your home that is beginning to move around and eat things. Just throwing that out there.
What the fuck?
I couldn't kill it myself. I thought I'd just bring it to you.
I mean, you could have left it at the door, Batty.
It's cold outside.
Quick point of clarification. Do we need to bring this shambling mound in dead or alive?
Ooh, I think he wants it alive if he's adding it to the menagerie.
Igor, can you bring that letter back?
Let's not bother Igor. I have some rope in my backpack. Let's just try to wrangle this thing, guys. Come on.
All right. I'm going to grab one end of your rope. And I'm going to walk over to... I assume it's going around the room. I'm going to try to have it walk into the room.
Yeah, I'm imagining that this room looks kind of like the living room in What We Do in the Shadow. So there's lots of random trinkets around, a couple of couches, some comfy chairs. And it's just kind of blindly walking around eating books, lamps, like things that are kind of grabbable.
Okay. Hands need to come down. Nasty thingy. Let's just bandage this up like a bunch of collard greens. Let's bushel this baby up.
I'm gonna fly around and
I'm gonna hold the rope taut.
All right, I'm gonna need a strength roll from both Batty and Beulah.
Oh man, no, I'm not the strongest.
17. It's a modified 17.
Yeah.
17. And it's not modified. 17.
How dare you, both of you? Yeah. So tell me how you wrangle up what it looks like when you wrangle up this shambling mound.
Are you holding it tight?
Holding it tight.
I'm just gonna bat wing fly around it with the other part of the rope on my legs and just wrap it around almost like a hog tie, and then drop the other end of the rope with Beulah to tie the knot since I can't tie knots.
And in my best Boy Scout, quick as the mask, because I'm a vampire, I do move with some stealth despite my size. Not this bitch up.
All right. So the shambling mound has been contained, and y'all are having a robust conversation about what to do with it, correct?
I'm walking it towards the door while leaving the end that's in my hand inside, hoping to tie it to something outside because the house does not need to smell worse.
Yeah. And you do have a large wrought iron gate outside the family home.
Perfect. So I'm gonna tie up the mound. So y'all, are we visiting the king or what?
I
Who wants
mean,
to deliver a mound of stink?
I can. It'll take me like 3 seconds. You guys want to come with?
Duh. I'm trying to get in this monster menagerie, my guy.
I mean, I guess we'll just go. We didn't really discuss anything. It's fine.
What's it discussed? That you just like us? That you steal?
Well,
cheese
I did not
from
steal,
the hard workers?
because the pantry rules were just unclear. Okay, so it is weird to just have everything in a pantry and just be like, oh, like this is your house. You live in the house, like with us, and like there just aren't rules about what's in the pantry. You know what I mean? But again,
I
learning.
mean, but I think it comes from like a place of privilege for you to assume that
Okay,
everything
you're
in a
saying that
pantry
word a lot.
is kind of just up for grabs, you know?
Can I yell at Igor?
Hey, Igor, are there rules for the pantry?
And Igor takes his time walking back in the room, and he says, "Oh, Betty, rule is be considerate. You know, buy. You ask before eat."
I'm gonna point to Igor.
So Igor's calling you a fake. What you gonna say?
Okay, I don't think those are the words that he said. I think the word that he was saying was that I should have asked. And again, we're all learning. We're all living in the same place, and we're learning to cohabitate with each other. So I will say that I made a mistake, and I'm sorry. I don't like the fact that this privilege word keeps on being thrown at me. I don't fully understand what it means in this context, but it does seem pointed and hurtful. But I'm not going to assume that that is your intention. So again, let's go. We could just go and figure it out later.
Do we have a cart around that carts us around?
Yes, I would assume that you have some sort of group transportation. That being said, I would like you all to describe to me what it looks like and how it functions. And considering that everything is made up in this game, it's fake. We're not going to get into discussions like mermaids can't be black here. You can go as simple as you want to by saying it's a horse-drawn carriage. You can describe the Dragula from the Munsters. What are y'all riding around in?
You know, it's kind of like a modded G-Wagon. Like it kind of looks like a hearse, but I think she's cute. But that's my car in particular, and I don't really want to put trash in my car. So y'all let me know what we rolling with.
I would say that's highly accurate. There's no engine in it, and instead it is like a horse-drawn carriage. but it's a G-Wagon that with like a part with the horses up on front instead of. And I would like to see if possible I could make it fly if I'm the horse in the front.
I'm going to say no, because even with your
What?
well, no. Here's the
You
thing.
never say no to us.
I know.
Did we do
But
bad? Are we bad, guys?
This is the one time where I'm gonna say
DK's your
The
favorite.
reason-
They're not here.
no. The reason being is that we're going under the premise that Batty still has the strength of his human/vampire body form, right?
I'm
And
Dragonborn.
a vampire is still is stronger than a human. That being said, one human man cannot pull a G-Wagon, right? Like scientifically.
But what if I turn into an owl and help him?
And is the G-Wagon in neutral?
Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, duh.
I mean, I hope so. Take off the parking brake. For the record, I am a Dragonborn barbarian. My strength is pretty high. But yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Again, this G-Wagon also doesn't have an engine, which I would argue is half the weight.
Okay.
Can we use? Is there any way? Does anyone have like a magical thing that we could use to make it also float? So really, we're just steering.
Mm,
You know what? We should have lied. We should have called it a magical G-Wagon, not a regular G-Wagon.
Why didn't we say magical? Adjectives are important.
They are important. We just learned that. You know what?
I
That's
cast
fine.
gentle repose on the G-Wagon.
How about it won't?
If it dies,
It won't fly. But can I fly it as a horse? So I'm flying and pulling it, and it with its wheels. It
You
just
know
drives
what?
along.
I said no, but I feel like because if a car is in neutral, one person can push that car if it's in neutral, and it doesn't have an engine because it's magic and everything's made up. And also, just the image of one bat pulling a car is very funny.
Let me make sure
I
got a
retract
G-Wagon.
my no, and I'm gonna give it to you guys.
she never retracts her no. She must be doing it because we're her favorites.
It has to be a G-Wagon. That does look like a heavy ass car.
Yeah, right. It's heavy as shit. There's no way one person can pull a G-Wagon.
no,
Big
it's
ass
so
car.
heavy.
There's no engine and it's carbon fiber.
Car because it's so
What's a
heavy.
It's a wooden
big ass
G-Wagon.
car.
It's a
It's
wooden,
a wooden G-Wagon. Okay. So there's a wooden G-Wagon with no engine in neutral being pulled by Batty. And in the front seat are Beulah and Dr. Kevin Smith. And there's a shambling mound tied up in the back seat. Is that correct?
Tied up on the top. Tied up
On the top, on the roof rack, is a shambling mound.
G-Wagon. You can fit it. It's a G-Wagon. That shit.
It smells
that shit
nasty. We can't put it inside. I'm not
Okay,
cleaning
yeah.
that.
Not
I'm
on the leather seats.
Okay.
Leather seats.
So you are riding through the rain. Batty is pulling the wooden G-Wagon. It takes you guys quite a while, but still there's no fear of dawn breaking and you seeing daylight to get to the king's palace. And you approach. The sentries at the first gate. Who are you? State your business.
You sent for me, bro. You should know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
Who sent for what?
Sorry about my friend.
Is this Tavern Dash?
No. This is not a Tavern Dash. The king, and I pull up a letter, which is now slightly wet. Mentioned that we should bring him a shambling mound. We've killed 2 before. It says it's not clear, but it was 2. And we are brought 1 C above for the purposes of just mostly networking is kind of the goal. Really just kind of trying to build a brand right now. We will accept payment. We haven't really specified contractually what the payment will be. But, the king, long story short, I am rambling. I'm aware of that. Wants a mound. We brought a mound. It's a young, nope, not, it would sound weird if I said that. It is a smaller than usual mound, but it is a mound that we are bringing for the king.
And the sentry looks at the other sentry at the gate and he says, "You know something about a king and a mound?" And the other one is like, "Probably for the monster menagerie. Go ahead and let them in." And they open the gate very slowly. You guys start to go through and you hear him go, "Damn it, I hope my tavern dash shows up. I'm hungry." And the gates close behind you and you roll up to the palace. And standing outside is a courtier. It's probably somebody, a duke or something. Someone's alerted the king that you're here. And the duke greets you with a deep bow and says, "Yes, the Darknesses. We are glad you have arrived. I believe this is a package for the king." And he points at the top of the G-Wagon where the shambling mound is.
Yeah, but there's a small thing that we are waiting for first before we deliver, and it's payment. And we only take firstborns.
I mean, money is fine too. Gold, jewels, political favors.
That must be
Land.
that must be discussed with the king. Please remove your package and bring it into the palace. Follow me.
All right, guys, do we kind of trust what's going on right here? Like, should we just walk through the castle and obey?
I mean, he did invite us in, so now we get to go in. I've never seen this place. Have you?
And also, obey it, like it's an invitation. It's not a threat. We can just walk in. We can trust authority. Like he's a duke or something. What's he going to do? Betray us? He has a reputation to uphold. I honestly don't like how we go into so many situations with this negative attitude. You know what I mean? And maybe that's from your background and from and I'm not claiming to know you. I'm claiming to know you.
Dr. Bob, how long have you been around here, around these parts?
This specific city. Well, I traveled to this area, just to see if I could doctor a little bit more about 3 weeks ago, and when I arrived,
I'm sorry, you said 3 weeks. You said 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to do one thing here, Dr. Bob. Can you be silent for a hot minute? Can you be a silent Dr. Bob?
Yeah, I can do that. I would be more than happy to try something new.
Starting now. Beulah, so
Yes.
what are we thinking about payment here? We talking, I mean, he is the king. I get he gets a skirt, but he's got to pay. So what are we going to get?
Look, to my knowledge, I don't know if this king has a firstborn yet. And I'm not trying to wait, but I am trying to explore this castle before we just run up delivering a shambling mound for free. Like, maybe we should try to find the monster menagerie and maybe take out old boy who's leading us around. Like, how's he gonna tell? We could just give him a little knockout, like, a little sleeper hold.
I like the cut of your jib. Okay. Let's leave the guy here, this little shamble, and let's just go take a peek, and then we'll bring him back.
See, I like your thinking.
So the Duke is waiting for you on the steps of the castle. How do you proceed?
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna take off the mound from the top of the G-Wagon and proceed to put him in the open up the wooden hatch back and put it in the rubberized back area so it doesn't get over the leather seats, and close it. And as I'm saying it,
Mr. Duke, this guy's kind of heavy. Maybe you show us around, we talk to Kingy, and we'll bring him back where we're supposed to deliver him.
The king did not give explicit instructions for delivery. I'm sure he would like to see the beast before we take it to the monster menagerie. This seems agreeable.
All right, lead the way.
And the Duke turns his back on you all and leads you into the castle.
as we walk in, I'm gonna lean over to Silent Bob. You may speak.
Okay, it does feel like we are, just plotting when it might not be necessary, but you know what? I'm going to try to learn the lesson of the silence.
Hurry it up, G. What you gotta say?
I don't know. Just maybe let's just try not to kill anybody. Okay, along for the ride. Yay, fun, new city.
And the Duke leads you through the castle, and he says, yes, the king will be quite delighted to see you. I do believe he is having an evening meeting with his council. But this is very important to him. And the Duke throws open a set of French doors, and there's a large round table. The king is sitting on it. He's got the best chair. He's not the head of the table because it's round, but he's got clearly it's a throne. He's clearly the king. And there are other, emissaries and people and folks around him. They're looking at a model of the city on the table. And the king is just pontificating. Yes, this quadrant wants more bread, and that quadrant wants more vegetables, and this quadrant is complaining that they're low on supplies. Everyone has complaints. No one thanks the king for being a king. And people are writing, and some kiss ass is like, oh, I thank you for being the king. And he's like, yes, you do. And that's why you shall get a raise. And he just throws a coin at the kiss ass. And the Duke walks up to him, leaves you guys at the door, whispers something in his ear, and the king turns and looks at you guys. And he says, the monster hunters, the darknesses, welcome.
Hi, King.
I would like to say, oh, no, go ahead.
So nice castle you got here. Thanks for the
shame
invite.
if something happened to it.
You're hilarious. God, I didn't know you're funny. So, we got something for you. Letter was received. And we might have something to add to that monster menagerie of yours.
You don't say.
And also, thank you for being a king.
Oh, my friends. And he reaches into his pocket and throws some coins at you guys. Can you? It's not silver. It's not silver. You can have this.
Oh.
Are these chocolate?
They're real coins.
Okay.
I should have made you roll for that. Whatever.
I can't pick up my coins because I only have wings.
So, what do you say we get a little tour going before we hop on out? It's kind of raining out there. It's a little damp. Let's see the space that you want to keep this guy. My guy?
Yes. The Duke, he can take you on a nice tour. It's a council meeting. I am very excited to see this mound, though. I quite appreciate you for all the work you do, helping keep the kingdom safe. It's a big responsibility. Myself and my army can't do it all.
No problem.
What do you want this guy to live in?
to the monster menagerie. Duke, take them around the menagerie. They might find it quite entertaining. And the Duke gives a deep bow and says, "Follow me, please, Darknesses."
Yeah, guys, I don't know. We might have to change our name from Darknesses because
I do agree with you. It does feel weird when people. Yeah.
it's getting inappropriate, right? Should I feel the type of way? I feel a type of way.
We have
Well,
names.
I
He
feel
knows
that
our
way.
names. He should just say our names. He keeps saying darkness is hard
And-
D.
Yeah, it's very. They like look at us and make eye contact, but they're looking down and they say darknesses.
Yeah, it's just like it's a hard R in there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
A hard R.
all the letters are hard.
And as you guys are having this conversation, the Duke's leading you through the halls of the castle, or as we begin to walk out of the throne room, or the council room, you hear the king saying, "There are just too many villagers. Too many villagers." And the Duke hurries you out of the room, starts leading you down a hallway, and he takes you to the monster menagerie. And it is very much like the king's private little zoo. There are lots of different types of beasts in cages. You see an owlbear, you see an old hag, there's a beholder in one corner, there's an aboleth in another, there's a very small dragon at the very end of the room, like just lots of small monsters, all not small, but all types of monsters contained in this menagerie.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
I
They're
didn't know.
so adorable. And they look so unhappy.
Yeah, especially that hag over there.
We got to talk to him.
Also, not sure if anyone noticed, but as we were leaving, the king did mention something about there being too many villagers. Did that give anybody genocide vibes, or is that just me? We were on the same page for the previous thing.
You know, a girl's got to eat one way or another. So,
Well,
I'm
True,
fine
true,
with it.
true.
this is another job.
Overrun population is an overrun population. But,
Depends on what he wants to pay us, though.
yeah.
All right. Guess just me then. Won't bring it up again.
You have so much heart. And
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you.
After your first 10 years, come back to us.
Okay.
I just in chat, B-Bar said, "Would you say it's a monster mash?"
I would not say that. I would prefer to say that it's a graveyard smash.
God damn it, Jeff! You took my joke.
I saw you gonna go for it, and then I took it. Shit.
All right, guys. So the Duke, you're having this conversation. The Duke is pointing out different monsters, and you're kind of whispering behind his back. And finally, he turns to you and he says, "Yes, and this is the home we have for the Shambling Mound." And it's like a very large cage with a lot of foliage and vegetables and other things in there. That seems like the mound would enjoy it.
That looks cool. That looks good for Doug. We can put Doug in there. Oh, I named him Doug.
oh,
That's a good
Okay.
name for a mound.
Right. He just looks like a Doug.
Truly does.
how do you look like a Doug?
Have you seen Doug?
You have like the face. It's like
Yeah.
round but angular.
It's like if I went
I don't know.
Doug.
It's walking
Like-
into like an Edgar's territory because that's like racist.
Well, like an Edgar's, like, you know. Like,
Thank you, Moses.
I don't know. No camas, cuz. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to talk to these animals or monsters. I want to know their situation, how long they've been captive here.
I'm going to need a. How do you want to accomplish this? First of all,
I mean, I feel like I can talk to animals. So some of them have to have some type of animal-ish features.
I'm going to need a charisma roll.
Charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's fine. My charisma's, it's there. Blah. Dang. I rolled a 1. You will.
Oh!
You will that. I mean, I have a +3, so I guess it's a modified 4, but
It's still not going to be high enough.
it's not high enough. Can I use my inspiration?
Sure, go ahead and roll again.
That's still trash. It's a 6. Okay.
Yeah, so the DC is super high. So yeah, so no, none of them are talking. They're all asleep or otherwise occupied.
I have a question. Are there any corpses about?
No, none of them are
No
corpses.
corpses?
No corpses.
Right. Oh, darn it.
It took you a whole season to get a plant monster. We didn't even, you asked for that every session last season, and I never gave it to you until we got here. So,
And now we've got 3. Thank you, Jordan.
So you'll get your corpse in season 6.
Ooh, corpses.
Dead bodies, dead bodies.
All right. So the monsters are there. The Duke is trying to get you to go get Doug out of the car. What do you do?
I whisper over to my friend, and I'm like, it looked like you were trying to cast a spell there. Everything okay?
I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, what's? And I adjust my body. What's going on?
I feel like maybe it's something in the air. Maybe it's a long journey or something, but not being able to communicate with other people, monsters, animals. It's just hard on me. Like,
would you say you could feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord.
Yes. I kind of feel like how Edward Cullen just wanted to eat Bella because he couldn't hear her thoughts. And it's like I have love for these creatures, but also I'm hungry. It's just not a good feeling.
Are you concerned about the welfare of the creatures, or do you want to eat them?
I'm just concerned. That's all.
Why don't we just ask the Duke?
That
guy? I mean, what is he gonna say?
Yeah, what's
whatever.
And he has currently reached his hand into the owlbear's cage and is petting the owlbear.
I mean, you could just ask him if things are to your liking. I mean, whatever questions.
All right, nose goes.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to ask the questions. I just don't know what you want asked. I volunteer as tribute.
I mean,
how you volunteer? You lost.
You lost. Let's figure out the welfare of these creatures and why they're here.
Right. Go. Excuse me, Sir Duke.
Who's a good boy? Who's the best boy? And he looks up. Yes.
I was wondering if you had some time to answer some questions about the welfare of these animals.
Well, I do believe animal may be the incorrect word for some of our guests here, but creatures. Yes, what would you like to know?
What would we like to know?
I want to whisper in his ear. Ask him if these animals are happy here.
Do you feel like the animals are happy here?
Oh, yes. The king spares no expense taking care of those who live in his menagerie.
And why does the king have a monster menagerie?
And is there any particular reason why the king has a monster menagerie?
Better here in the menagerie than roaming the countryside, right? Am I right? Hey!
You are probably right. And quick question. Go ahead. Yes. What?
Do they keep more than just one species? Where do the other ones go?
And do you keep more than one species? Where do the other ones go?
Well, we do not to try and keep two of them together because of mating. We don't want an excess of monsters. That being said, when there is an available monster to be found, the king does like it to be brought in the castle so it doesn't roam the countryside. He keeps his favorites here in the menagerie. The others are on the back lot. Everyone is well fed, well taken care of. We only use execution as a very last resort. The king's just got some particular tastes.
Oh, so there's a backlot?
Yes.
So what's on the backlot?
Other species and beings and things of a certain nature.
Well, why aren't they in the menagerie with these other beautiful creatures? I mean, there's space right there, Dookie. You know, we made this really nice space for the mound. What's this backlot look like?
The tour of the backlot is only available during the day, I'm afraid.
Why? That's, I think, species. And I'm pretty sure it gets some law. Is it because you hate our kind?
No, it's just because we give good nights and weekends to the attendants of the backlots. They have a nice benefits package.
But I mean, if you can show us the menagerie, why can't you show us the backlot? It's not like they're gonna do tricks for us or anything. We're just trying to see, you know, what our king is working with, and maybe see how we can add to it for him and how we can help him. We're just all about really strengthening this relationship.
I'm gonna regret this because when DK built your sheet, they statted you so high in this. Give me a persuasion roll.
La, 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 la. Modified 19.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So on a modified 19, the Duke says, well, I do not have the keys to the back lot, but if you'd like to come back tomorrow evening, I can arrange for one of the attendants to get some overtime hours. We can give you a tour tomorrow.
I mean, that sounds like inconvenient for us. It wasn't very easy to get here, and gas is high. Like, whew. I mean, we can't be putting Batty through it like that. So it's gonna have to look like today for us. I mean, maybe even if it's just a glimpse, like you don't have to get any full detail or anything, but it would just make it so much easier for us. I mean, on the trip home, we could come across something that the king doesn't have, and then we won't even know to bring it with us and come when we come back to check out this space. And what if you already have it? And then we just wasted our time when we really could have just sold it on the black market or something.
Fair enough. Follow me. And the Duke walks you away from the menagerie. It's a couple of acres down, so it's kind of a walk. Don't ask me how long because I don't actually know how big of an acre it is. But y'all go. You walk. It takes a while. You get there. And the Duke turns to you and he says, as I said, I do not have the keys this evening, so I cannot give you a full proper tour. If you'd like to come back, we can arrange that later. Everybody roll perception.
Perception.
13.
I'm sorry, but B-Barks is killing it in chat this evening. They said, is the king's name King Joseph the Exotic?
I really can't do math, but my perception's pretty high. So
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 19, so it's a 27. A modified 7.
Okay. Nobody else really needs to roll, but since I made you all do it, go ahead and tell me.
19.
the rolls tonight are absurd, but anyway.
I mean, I rolled that 1 and that's 6. So
yeah, okay. You guys look at the back lot and you do not see anything that seems malicious or ill-informed. Everything that you can see, even though it's nighttime, seems like while there are several different types of monsters here, they're all very well cared for. Everything seems really above board.
are you sure? Because like keeping things in cages, like the energy already is off.
I mean, besides that part, okay?
He's checking out to be legit, but maybe we could drop off some monsters here every now and then, get a little paid.
I mean, how much coins did he give us? And I'm gonna try to fumble through the coins that I did manage to pick up, only to drop them all over the ground.
I don't want to make you roll for that. That's silly. He gave you a good amount of coin. Like he tossed some coin on you.
I mean, he ain't no firstborn, but I guess this will do.
I mean, do we bring the mound in? Or
Let's return the mound. It
Should we
seems
set
fair.
this thing on fire?
Excuse me?
Fire.
No, let's avoid burning down the monarchy. Let's
Look, we're never going to figure out what's in this back lot because Dookie over there doesn't have the keys.
Did
But-
you
Can I-
really like to remind you that as a vampire, fire is bad for you?
I mean, I have fire.
I cast Sacred Flame. End the campaign. Just after a roll.
Look,
You son of a
one
bitch.
of my actions has something to do with fire. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I mean,
we're going to see how that works later because you use a vampire.
I do speak fire out of my breath too.
Fine. So I guess we can't set anything on fire anymore. Great. I love this.
Is there a roof to the place that he sent us? There's a backlot.
You want to do an overhead view? You want to fly over it?
I mean, eventually. I'm just at. I imagine from where we are at. I imagine
Yeah.
like some door to the backlot. Can I see
Yeah.
if I could fly over it eventually? So at some point.
Yes, eventually you'd be able to fly over it.
Why don't we drop off Doug here, and we'll rendezvous back at the house, make a plan of attack, and strike tomorrow.
Let's.
What's
Doctor?
Again, why don't we just do the thing, do the job, and maybe not try to plot. You know what? It's fine. I'm new, and I'm feeling uncomfortable because I'm new at it. So, and that is where some of this resistance is coming from. That sounds like a great plan, Betty.
Thank you, Kevin. See, we truly are growing tonight. All right, I'm gonna go get Doug.
And I'm gonna fly back to bring Doug, only right back to where we're at.
You bring Doug back. The Duke gives you a very deep bow and says, myself and the king are eternally grateful. And he has given you coin this evening. You also may find something in the trunk of the G-Wagon. However, that stays between you and I, friends.
All right. I mean, I guess we outside, so I'm not going to complain. It's been nice doing business with you.
Truly a pleasure. Like, kiss his hand.
He doesn't really know what to do with that, so then he just like grabs you by the face and kisses your cheek. It's very awkward for everyone.
Oh,
I want to say as we're walking away.
See, but one eye open, cuz.
What?
Betty.
You guys walk back to the G-Wagon. Do you open the trunk before you leave?
Yes.
Yes. Gotta make sure whatever you put in there ain't gonna run up on us. Are you
It's gonna
crazy?
Just gonna be.
Crazy?
There's a large barrel inside. Does anybody want to roll perception on the barrel? Let's get one more dice roll in before we end this evening.
I'm ready. I'm ready. That's a 29.
That's a 19. Oh man.
That's a 4. I rolled a
I'm gonna have
5.
to up the DCs on some of these things because
Oh,
damn,
yes.
No.
good characters. You look at the barrel and you realize it is a nice vintage blood.
Ooh, wine. Very nice.
I'm gonna smack his hand.
Bitch, that ain't no one.
What, like a port then?
Shh, shh, shh.
Just get in the wagon. Okay.
I can't take you anywhere.
God.
Didn't go places.
You guys get back in the wagon. You start driving off. As you pass through the gates again, you hear the sentries. And my tavern dash still hasn't shown up. Somebody send a raven about it. And that is where we're going to fade to black this evening.
Why's it gotta be black?
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm Jordan Lambert. I am the DM here at Blackness and Dragons. It is my sincerest pleasure every week to lead these lovely, and I mean that with every bit of my heart, lovely, lovely folks through a game because we never know what is going to happen. Never. We don't know. When I'm not here playing games on QueueTimes, I also play games on Exquisite Corpse and Fresh Out the Box. And I talk about pop culture. It smells like teen angst with my good friend Kiki.
Hi, I'm Kiki, and I like to do hood rat things with my friends. But when I'm not doing that, you can find me on Smells Like Teen Angst, sometimes talking about random things in pop culture. You know who really never talks with me about pop culture? My good friend Jeff.
Hey guys, I'm television Jeff Thompson, and I could talk about all my success in the world of television, but what I want to talk to you about is cats. Why do they meow when you're in Zoom calls? We'll never know.
Them. All the calls are about them.
Oh, you know who I wanted to talk about? That's not your voice. Moses. Sorry about that. I misrepresented you poorly.
Oh yeah, my name's Bose. That's my voice that you were doing. That was I don't know how you did
I
that.
forgot that. Yeah, he's the cat. You're the Moses.
I'm Moses. If you don't find me here, we're not friends. But what I would like to bestow upon everybody is that just realize that after all the fun is had and done, you should take some time for yourself and appreciate you for who you are. Take it away, Jordan.
That was great. That was lovely.
So beautiful.
So beautiful. So poignant. I thought for sure it was leading to a joke, and it didn't. It was just good life advice. That's why you tune into this show, folks, for the good, wholesome life advice and the friendship. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Piss in someone's boot.